that I don't feel we should be getting beat on so often, bro. I'm putting it on Rump.
Bro, okay, so that first touchdown, the first touchdown that UAB scored, it came after Pope fumbled a damn punt. And, I mean, Jordan and I, we've been rough on Mark Pope. And when he did that, oh, man, it was like poetic justice. But that first touchdown that UAB scored, that ball was horrible.
Bro, it was an interception. That was an interception.
How does Ivy not make a play
gave it to you. That's what I'm talking about right there. And how many times have we seen that, though? How many times have we seen that? It's too consistent for me.
Yeah. Okay, what are your thoughts on what's your biggest concern right now for the Louisville game? Because Jordan and I, we are concerned for this game.
You said you're not?
No, that we are. We have been since the offseason.
What's your biggest concerns? What are y'all worried about them specifically?
Well, I mean, I'm very
our defense looked like wet toilet paper, man. And at times I'm very worried about our defense besides our pass rush. And Louisville has a very electric offense. I mean, they have three playmakers on offense, and I just feel like we're at risk of just getting torched next week.
I don't want to see Ivy covering Tutu Atwell, man. That scares the hell out of me. Bro, it's not funny. Like, I was telling people, like, the last few weeks, hey, man, Louisville, you're going to be a little scared once game week comes. And then yesterday, after the game, everyone's scared. I'm like, damn, I told you so. I don't know. But, okay, so what I am concerned about, I'm most concerned about Ivy because he does not look very good. I feel like Zach McLeod looked a little slow. I feel like he wasn't making enough tackles and not wrapping up. Nesta looked okay. He had 5 tackles, I think. One thing about the offense, I wish we could have passed a little bit more. And also, there was a stretch where we were just going downfield on every passing play. We threw like quick slants like twice and they were completed. And I just don't get why we just didn't do that for the entirety of the game. I don't know.
I was cool with. I want to believe that we kept it basic. I mean, going into it, for first half at least, we were just playing. I'm not gonna make no excuses for that first half, but I also feel like we were getting our feet under us. But I mean, once you get to the second half, your defense isn't giving up anything. If you take away the punt, like, they might not even score the first half. They got that touchdown late, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, the defense was so solid, it was never a real reason to open it up. That part I'm thankful for, because in past years, even looking at last year, you know what I'm saying, that last game we played 14-0, you can't afford to do that against anybody. Like, I can't remember the last game we saw backups. You know what I'm saying? So as far as actually getting the job done, I was cool with that. But being able to just run the little read thing that we were doing and keep them off the field for the majority of the game, I'm happy with that, personally. We saved as much as we could, and we got a comfortable win. I don't know the last time we've seen that, bro. As far as Louisville goes, about them specifically to make like a, you know what I'm saying, a definite opinion on them, prediction on them. But what I've seen from Miami in consistent years versus what I'm seeing right now is, I feel like, but we saw what we have, and for years we haven't saw what we had. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll be like, we have this talent, we have talent at this position, and it never shows. And that's been year after year. And then we feel like our team, like, whether we're talking ACC championship or just winning the coast or whatever the case may be, we see that this is what we have and we never play like it. I don't feel like that'll be the case this year. And my main reason for that, and this is why I feel what I feel about Louisville, I'm not necessarily worried. I don't know how we're going to look, but I'm not worried about a loss. I need to win right now. We in ACC play. I need to win. But I feel like consistently, when we have good quarterback play, we win. And that doesn't mean a good quarterback. Like, we've had years where we didn't have a great quarterback, but the quarterback play got us to what we need to get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like King is going to give us good quarterback play. I don't feel like we're going into any drive where we're just going to stall out once we get rolling anyway, or we're just going to stall out, or we're going to get bad decisions. We're going to have to worry about turnovers, inconsistency. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's going to give us good quarterback play. That includes him knowing when to take off. It's not going to be the 300, 400-yard games probably, but the fact that he's making the right decisions, that's what has me comfortable. Our defense, at its worst, since Manny's been there, even the times we look bad, it was never that bad. Like, there's been games where it felt like we sucked the whole game, and the team came out with 13, 14 points. Like, I've seen that plenty of times. It just feels that way for whatever reason. We might be too hard on them. I don't know. Yeah.
That was last night. We sucked in the eye test. The eye test, like, I didn't think our defense passed the eye test at all. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we gave up 14 points and 7 was on the field. It happens a lot, bro. It happens a lot. Yeah. So can I drop a hot take right here? It's
Go
what
ahead.
I've been thinking about. And you know, I want to play off Jay's point about De'Aaron King and good quarterback play. What I saw last night was like, that was the same team as last year with a good quarterback. Like, I don't think we're a more talented team than we were last season. I think really the only position that we've upgraded is De'Aaron King, and that kind of worries me, man. After watching these guys play, I'm like, this is a lot of the same stuff as last year. And in fact, we actually lost some talent.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, I mean, what parts looked like markedly better than last season besides De'Aaron King? Obviously, the scheme will change some things, and Jose Borregales and Lou Headley are going to do a great job holding down the special teams. But just talking from, you know, what we're seeing on offense from individual production and individual production on defense, I mean, what really looks better?
Jay, I'll let you answer it first.
To me, I get why you say that, but this is gonna go back to what I said before. We've always known what we had, we just didn't do it. You know what I mean? So what we're looking at, I'm not looking to see an incredible Mike Harley. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Mike is quick. I know when he catches the pass, if he gets some space, you know what I'm saying? I know what Mike can do already. We're that invested as fans to where we know what these guys can do. We just haven't seen it. So what I like is the penalties we didn't see that we always see. Nobody's talking about that. That's 100% credit to Manny. We're not seeing the penalties. I don't remember any drops last night off the top of my head anyway.
I know.
And that's something that's been huge. Did we have any?
I think Brevin had one, but it was going to be a tough catch.
Yeah, that weird pass, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the little things like that we never did before, that if you don't really notice those little things, you're going to see the same thing. But, I mean, it's the same players, you know what I mean? It's like I said, I'm using Mike Harley as an example. Mike, I feel like he's going to have a breakout game at some point just because I know his skill level. So there's going to be one game where he has a matchup where it's going to show up more. But, I mean, it's the same team. I'm seeing the same players. Now, the areas like the linebacker, where we're getting different players, I wasn't overly impressed there.
Yeah.
I'll say that much. I did expect a lot more from Zach, but I'm tough on Zach anyway because I always felt like his only issue was out in space. So I want to see him be a little bit more dominant inside, which is where his strength should be. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if you really know the players, like, I'm not expecting too much out of what I already know about them.
Yeah, I feel that. I
can see why you say what you say, though.
So my response to that, Jordan, I definitely see where you're coming from because we scored 31 points, but I think a lot of people were expecting more, and it just didn't seem like it was this high-powered offense that we were expecting. But then you look at the stats. I mean, we almost had 500 yards of offense. We rushed the ball for over 300 yards. That's insane. That is crazy. And De'Aaron King, dude, like, he made so many plays, whether it was escaping the pressure or some of those throws that he made. Like, there was one on the sideline to D. Wiggins and then up the middle to Brevin Jordan. Dude, he made some plays last night that Jaron sure as hell was not making last year. And I don't think Posey was making it either.
Well, that's kind of my point, though, is, you know, we kind of lived last night, and obviously, you know, we ran this game plan in the press conference, they said we ran this game plan as an adjustment because UAB brought out a defensive look that they didn't show last week.
Mm-hmm.
And so the read option stuff was working, so we just kept running it. But what if we had Jaron playing last night, and that means that the read option isn't an option for us, because that's not Jaron's game, but we still have our wide receivers not getting separation. We still have, like, the offensive line wasn't horrible, but I mean they still like De'Aaron King
There
wasn't
was a
having.
stretch where they struggled.
Yeah, he wasn't having elite pass protection. He's just ridiculous, right? So I'm not trying to say they were horrible, but what I'm saying is if we had Jaron Williams under center last night, like, I think this game looks a lot more like last season, and I think people would be freaking out a lot more. And
that just goes to show you how big of a difference like King makes.
Yeah, and that's kind of my point as to why I'm worried, is because we went 6-7 last year, and we added De'Aaron King, who is a great player. But I mean, like,
let me counter that.
Go ahead.
With everything you know about the team right now, even if you want to use last year as an example, what's our record with King? Like, I'm looking at it as the whole team. You know what I'm saying? Not just separating the quarterback position, but including him in everything we knew last year. There's games that we lost literally off of Jaron Williams and kicker.
Yeah.
Like, the whole game goes down just off of that. The defense kept us in it, which they're supposed to do. We expect that. Wide receivers did what they did. Some games not. But like, I saw King throw the ball away twice last night. We don't even get that last year, bro.
Yeah. He didn't take sacks.
That changes the game dramatically when you're going from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 17, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I get the quarterback is the difference, but yes, the quarterback is the difference.
Yeah.
You're not a good college football team without a good decision-making quarterback.
You're right, and that is a good counter. I think if we would have had De'Aaron King last season, we're probably looking at something closer to 9-4 as opposed to 6-7. However, I think we're still quite a ways away from being in the upper echelon of good college football teams. Like, if we're 9-4, we go into an ACC championship game against Clemson and just get spanked. And then we go into a bowl game where we're matched up against a team like Michigan and we just get spanked, in my opinion, because I think we're just lacking across the board in many areas, man. Like, we shouldn't have 4 position groups that are huge red flags. Like, we should be recruiting better than that. We haven't recruited.
Just developing better than that.
Both. I mean, we haven't recruited linebacker very well at all since Manny got here. Our cornerback, our cornerback recruitment has been rough. I mean, the guys on the roster right now aren't developing the way that we wanted them to. Al Blades looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm really worried about Ivy and Couch and Williams right now. I don't know, man. Like, I'm with you guys. I'm not trying to overreact, but I just
it's hard after one game.
And because I do think we can get better. I'm not gonna change my prediction, which I said was 9-2. I'm not gonna change it to a 5-6 right now. But what I am gonna say is we really need to get better because that performance is a loss at Louisville next week, in my opinion.
Ooh.
Let me ask one more counter.
I think we left here, let me just say something real quick. I think we left a lot of points out there. I mean, that Pope fumble, that pissed me off. I was like, God damn, dude, like, we really? And then at the end of the half, I would have liked us to be a little bit more aggressive, as the clock was winding down and we were in their territory. So I think we're just working out a few things. And also, like, 31 points last night, like, that's all I've been asking for all offseason. And I think I liked generally what I saw, but I think there's a lot of room to get better. So I wanted to ask both of you guys, Jay, I'll start off with you. How would you grade Rhett Lashley's play calling last night? Hello?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
What just happened? It went quiet. What was the question? I'm back.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, how would you grade Rhett Lashley's play calling last night?
Play calling.
Like, how would you grade his offense last night, basically?
I'm not grading it off of last night. I can't. I can't. I need next week will tell me more. Florida State week will tell me everything. I still feel like there was no reason to open it up in that game when you can avoid it. Like it was obvious to everybody.